So you did an excellent job just bringing everybody together and getting them on the same page. Great work.
Sophie Cunningham just torched the Mystics, scoring at will, then locked eyes with a trash talker like, "Not today, Satan." The Indiana Fever let Nalissa Smith go and brought in a warrior, and Sophie's already showing she's wired differently. When things got heated, she didn't flinch and responded, "Run it back." Fever fans, here's your enforcer for Caitlin Clark. Don't blink, this wasn't just about basketball. It turned real.
They are already now attacking Sophie Cunningham. Oh, they're mad. The MAGA Barbies got them angry. They're cheering on violence against this basketball player. Sophie Cunningham just got through by a rookie. And here we go.
Shot too strong there from Olsen. Cunningham pulled down, and here's that feistiness. There you go. He is fierce in game. And I know it wasn't announced that Caitlin Clark wouldn't play until right before, but this is a preseason game where Clark is not available.
The Washington Mystics are so loyal to being average, it's nearly a skill like teammates who all forget the deadline, mess up the job, and cry when it flops. But this night wasn't just another loss. It was a demolition by Sophie, "Don't test me, Cunningham." And for good measure, she gave Nalissa Smith a familiar face from the Fever. Now stuck on the Mystics bench, a clear reminder of who rules. The floor. Hint, it's not Nalissa. It's Sophie. Always has been.
It's just kind of who I am. I want to pour into my team as much as possible, and I'm pretty in tune with my body. I can read a room pretty well, and so when I see we're lacking a little bit, you got to step up. But if we're good, you're just there to encourage and give people confidence.
The Indiana Fever, fully riding the Caitlin Clark buzz like it's the last party boat at the lake, came in with something to prove. And who better to send the message than Sophie Cunningham, the league's new comeback queen? This newest Fever edition wasn't about being polite. She showed up to destroy reputations, fill up the box score, and make sure Caitlin Clark doesn't have to battle every team alone like she's crashing into linebackers at Lambeau Field.
And that's Kiki Arafin, and I got to tell you, here we go with the smiling like you've done. I don't get it. This is the worst part of the WNBA.
Hit that subscribe if you're loving this. Meanwhile, the Mystics rolled in like they thought the hardwood was a spa. Their vibe? Like a wet paper towel, flimsy, easy to rip, and totally out of place. Their plan on defense? Stand around and pray Sophie misses. Not smart. Sophie rarely misses, especially when things get physical. At that point, it was curtains.
Enter Sophie Cunningham. She was the lead scorer of the entire game for both teams.
Let's discuss that moment, the one where a Mystics player, fresh from Drama 101, decided it was clever to test Sophie. On the hardwood, physically, against Sophie Cunningham. That's like swiping meat from a lion and expecting applause. Reckless, clueless, and instantly over. But Sophie? She stayed ice cold. Didn't flinch, didn't retreat, didn't scan for help. She held firm like, "Girl, do you have any clue? That glare could peel paint off brick and crush egos flat." And Fever fans at home? They all echoed, "That's our girl." Sophie's not here to be soft, bullied, or watch Caitlin Clark take hits without answering back.
Here we go. Need Kiki to whack her again. Guys, it's where we're at. I mean, what are we doing? What are we doing? Right there, you can see Sophie telling her after that flagrant, "You don't mother effing do that. You don't mother effing do that."
Fever fans haven't just been wishing, they've been loudly demanding a player tough enough to throw down if anyone targets their prized rookie. Well, now they've got Sophie. She's got the precision of a sniper, the grit of a linebacker, and the kind of energy that'll fight you over the last parking spot at Trader Joe's. Meanwhile, Nalissa Smith showed up like a glitch from a scrapped soap opera. Remember her? Once a Fever asset, now politely sidelined for someone who actually shows up when it counts. Let's be honest, Sophie's arrival was a major upgrade. Nalissa's current game? Wandering, awkward, and oddly snappy, like a lost mall Santa confused by confrontation.
The crazy moment that happened within this really good game, Kiki Arafin getting a flagrant foul, and then also Brittany Sykes getting a flagrant foul, all on the same player.
You could almost hear Nalissa thinking out loud. Hold on, they benched me for her? But I used to be, yes, you were the star, now you're not. And watching your replacement dominate both ends, lock in on defenders, and own the court probably stung like a fresh bruise. As for the Mystics, bless their souls, they're not just outmatched, they're a cautionary tale. Every game feels like pre-release software coded in someone's basement. Their flow? Like wet noodles. Their power? Like a toaster in the rain. Trying to slow down Sophie? Like toddlers trying to douse a bonfire with juice. And Sophie didn't need flair. Her game did the talking. She nailed shots like someone who blocked the noise, planned her rise, and kept every receipt. Her moves were sharp, her defense relentless, and that game? A therapy session, buckets in place of words.
I know we're going to make shots, and offensively we have every threat out there that you possibly need, but defensively is where we need to really dial it in.
Let's freeze the moment, or maybe take a few to appreciate Caitlin Clark. Lately, it feels like each arena she enters turns into a battlefield. Like she wandered into prison, in pink sneakers and a Be Kind shirt. Every bitter vet in the leagues tried her cheap shots, harsh fouls, and death stares like she took their title. You'd think she stormed in demanding every endorsement deal. Instead, she came with points and excitement, and that somehow sparked chaos. Every matchup, she's treated like a villain in someone's sad revenge movie. Still, she's handled it gracefully, eating hits, brushing off noise, staying locked in. But what Indiana really needed? Someone to say, "You're not turning our rookie into a punching bag with a brand deal."
And I gotta say, it is so evident when Caitlin Clark is not on the court for the Indiana Fever. She is such a floor general. She is the X factor for the Indiana Fever. She leads the way when they don't have her. I've said this before, but the Indiana Fever look like a...
Enter Sophie Cunningham. She didn't just arrive, she blasted in like a walking warning sign with no breaks. No filters, no fear, just raw intensity. When a Mystics player crossed the line, testing Clark and the officials, Sophie clapped back in a language everyone understood. Strength and presence. No antics, no scenes, just proof someone on this team wasn't afraid to respond. That's exactly what Indiana's fans have wanted, an enforcer. A leader who doesn't just play well, but draws a line. Someone who views cheap hits not as competition, but as disrespect, and serves payback accordingly. Sophie is that spark, a ruthless sniper who'd run into a bulldozer to free a teammate. She's not there to smile, she's there to battle. And right now, Caitlin Clark's got the perfect protector beside her.
Preseason game, it might take a player a little bit to find their rhythm. Not for you, though. You look like mid-season form out there, and your first time in a Fever uniform. How ready were you for this moment?
You know, I didn't play in the offseason. I just want to get my body right. I had a couple surgeries. But you know what? This is a new era for me. This is just a fresh breath. Oh my gosh, I can't even speak. Fresh breath air. And we just have a really great group. We have a lot of great vets. We have a lot of young people who want to win, have the will to win, a bunch of dogs. And so I'm just coming in with a great attitude and just doing whatever the team needs me to do.
At the same time, Nalissa Smith looked like she'd stumbled into a highlight reel where she didn't belong. Every time the camera found her, the vibe felt like a sad soundtrack. Wasn't this her redemption chance? Her shot to show Indiana got it wrong? Her time to shine again? Instead, she disappeared so completely she could have been mistaken for a prop. If invisibility had a rating, she'd be elite. This wasn't revenge, it was an overlooked LinkedIn update. But Fever fans? They loved every second. Whenever Sophie shut someone down or responded to contact, the crowd reacted like it was a firework finale. This wasn't just about points, it was about pride. Indiana made it clear, no more getting bullied, and if you try it, Sophie's bringing the storm. Planning to hit Clark and avoid a response? Think again. Thinking the Mystics could rough it up and walk off untouched? Not happening. That timid Indiana team is gone. This version has Sophie in charge. Her message echoed loud and clear. Don't mess with USN or with Clark. Sophie's not subtle, she's decisive. This isn't just a roster, it's a sisterhood, with memory, power, and a list. Top of it, the Mystics and their sad little stunt.
And it's just, we're a new team, right? You have a lot of newcomers, you have a new front office, a new coaching staff, you have a new system, and so it's going to take a little bit of time. This is the first time that we actually got up and down like that. And so I'm not worried about it. I think for us, it's more on the defensive end. I think offensively, I think everyone knows that, we're a powerhouse there.
Next time someone thinks they can take on Sophie Cunningham with ego, elbows, and attitude, maybe reconsider. Because Sophie isn't just hooping, she's applying calculated pressure. She plays with the ball in one hand and controlled destruction in the other. She doesn't just win, she reveals. Loudly, smoothly, and then loops back to really seal it. Poor Nalissa. She's been erased from the story, sitting there, reflecting on her bench role, wondering how this whole game became Sophie's mixtape. 1 minute she's barking, the next she's a side note in a segment titled Sophie Takes Over. And not the flattering kind. The kind where analysts cringe and ask, "What was that?" "So well done, Washington." You didn't just lose, you became the blooper reel, the meme snapshot. While Sophie breezed through your defense like it was tissue paper.
Spicy Sophie Cunningham, we could call her, because she was out there, she was feisty, she was fiery, and all that. But one of target on our backs, obviously the Fever, the most hyped team, the most talked about team, and now a team that has some protection within, right? Some support within, some toughness within, which bodes well for once Caitlin Clark is back on the floor, because you're now surrounding her with the talent. Kelsey Mitchell, Aaliyah Boston were there before, but the toughness as well.
That game, that wasn't just sports, it was a declaration. If you plan to go after Sophie, don't show up with weak fouls and trash talk. Bring divine backup, a real plan, and 2 emergency exits. Nalissa, no disrespect, but maybe it's time to reevaluate. Not everyone's meant to brawl with Sophie. Maybe you'd do better coaching, making clay art, or meditating on a mountain where Sophie's dominance can't find you. Meanwhile, Sophie's doing what she's always done, leading like she's been here forever, battling like each play is her last, and stacking victories like grocery receipts. She's not just a hooper, she's a walking force. Applause is optional. She's here to take over. And with every drive, she's writing a legacy you can't scroll past.
On up strong, things like that, right? You can get physical, defensively. You're stopping your man, you're getting in front of him, not letting them get by you, you're bumping into them, making sure they feel your presence, things like that. That is physicality that I like to see in basketball. Like, I don't necessarily want to see people body slamming each other. Body slamming each other all over the court is unnecessary. Come on, man, we don't need that. I really do enjoy these women just playing.
Forget the noise, ignore the doubters. Sophie has sent one loud message. This floor, it's hers. Every time she checks in, it's headline time. She's not blending, she's directing, deciding the mood, and owning the moment. She uplifts her teammates, especially the rookie everyone keeps watching. She's not just witnessing Clark's greatness, she's fueling it. And for Fever fans, hang tight. The Sophie era isn't on the way, it's already rolling. She's got Clark's back, her squad's belief, and every rival's full attention. Her style screams dominance, her vibe is untouchable. If your team's on deck, better warm up Sophie's delivering pain, buckets, and 0 apologies.